Hello, Falcons. I wanted to take a moment on this Friday afternoon to check in with you and share some news regarding Pfeiffer's response to the COVID-19 pandemic and our current operations. Earlier this week, we began our 30-day stay-at-home order for all North Carolinians, as you know. This was issued from the governor's office about a week ago. Only essential businesses will remain open during this time, but the governor did note that universities are essential businesses and home to many. So students, if you have declared Pfeiffer to be your home, then Pfeiffer is happy to be your home during this time. Pfeiffer University therefore remains open and operational, but with many modifications. If you reside on campus, please continue practicing social distancing within our residence halls, using the precautions that you've been so diligently employing. Please keep coming to the dining hall to pick up your meal. As you know, the takeout model continues to work so very well for us, and we will continue to practice our distance socializing or our social distancing while we eat. Many of us are sharing meals far apart from one another, sitting in front of the Stokes Student Center. As you know, classes will remain online for the remainder of the semester. And students, to help you find success in the semester, resources such as the Writing Center, Career Services, the library, tutoring services, and many others are still available to you. Now, many of them are available by appointment only or through online programs only. But if you will call or email key offices before you employ them or before you need them, we will be responding to you via phone or email. Students, thank you for your perseverance during this unprecedented time for our region, our country, and certainly for our university. Your perseverance, adaptive ability has been amazing. And it's not lost on many of us here that this skill set, that versatility, will be so necessary for the emerging workforce, the emerging culture of tomorrow. I'm certain that we're all learning new lessons in these moments and that we'll all take away new skills from this time in our history. Your professors continue to work tirelessly and to adapt to this context. I know that they have had so many workshops and continually contact one another, colleagues at other institutions, and employ research on the internet so that we can all make it through this semester and that learning will continue even as the pandemic rages around us. Per the governor's orders, many other Pfeiffer employees are also working remotely off campus. They've had to alter the way that resources are delivered to us so that they remain available to you. Some Pfeiffer employees are deemed essential and continue to ensure the safety and or the cleanliness of our campus. Many continue to prepare meals for you daily as they also adjust to changes within their own homes. I cannot be more proud of our Pfeiffer community, the way in which we have come together, the way in which we continue to work together, whether from home or here on our campus at a safe social distance, to truly embody what it means to be a servant leader, to embody what it means to be a Pfeiffer Falcon. I want to turn our attention on this particular Friday message to our seniors and to our senior student athletes. Friends, I know that first of all, this is not how you envision the close of your academic year or the close of your undergraduate career. There will be a day, hopefully soon, when we will all once again be able to come together and celebrate and share our academic success with one another. For the time being, however, the May 10th commencement exercises are postponed until further notice. When it is safe to do so, commencement will take place, and you will get to walk across that stage, celebrate your progress, and celebrate the graduation of your friends. It will be a walk well earned, in which you will join the ranks of our esteemed Pfeiffer alumni family. I'm reminded in this moment also of our seniors who have had their sports seasons canceled if they play sports that are situated in the spring. 3 Fridays ago, the conference commissioners and the college presidents associated with our athletic conference gathered to make a momentous decision, not unlike decisions being made around the country. And we decided to cancel all spring sports seasons in that moment. About 2 hours after that Zoom conference, I wound up in the dining hall eating with some spring student athletes. One young man that I've always cared for and who has always exhibited just wonderful athletic ability, but more importantly, a great deal of integrity and creativity and knowledge as a student, is Will Altmuller. I sat with Will that night and many of his baseball teammates, and we talked about the NCAA granting a 5th year of eligibility to some student athletes and other ways in which institutions and organizations were demonstrating flexibility during this time. After a time, Will spoke up and said, "For me, it's a conflicting time. I've gotten into a very good doctoral program in the area of physical therapy at another university. And so part of me knows that I have to move on with my life. But just because I'm not going to take advantage of the 5th year of eligibility does not mean that this doesn't sting. I'm going to miss competition. I'm going to miss keeping up with wins and losses. But more than that, I'm going to miss doing a final spring season with my friends. Dr. Bullard, it is the road trips to away games and the bonding experiences that take place on those trips. It's living next door to your best friend for another spring." Mara Beck, a women's lacrosse player, wrote the following on a social media page. 3 years ago, when I first stepped on to the Pfeiffer field and held that lacrosse stick, I would have never imagined that a single sport and a team could mean so much to me. I'm heartbroken that I don't get one last season to play the sport I love with the people I love. But more than anything, I am forever thankful for Pfeiffer women's lacrosse. Friends, these are just 2 stories from dozens of student athletes who are hurting in this season and who are sorting through their feelings, even while we know that there are much more grave problems in the world around us. I wonder if you know about Jared Nelson, a senior All-American lacrosse player on our men's lacrosse team. I wonder if you know about a young international student from Brazil named Raul Ruiz, a senior tennis player. Raul, just 3.5 weeks ago, I sat at the Knapp Tennis Center and watched him just dissect a good player from a college in New York State. Raul had just been named Conference Player of the Week for our conference for the very first time, even as his team season was being canceled. ponder with me the following spring sports teams: men's tennis, women's tennis, men's golf, women's golf, men's lacrosse, women's lacrosse, baseball, softball, track and field. By now, friends, we've all read that Shakespeare wrote King Lear while in quarantine, that Newton discovered calculus while in quarantine, that times like this produce great feats, wonderful literature. Someday I'm certain that Pfeiffer professors will speak of interesting discoveries or lectures they wrote during this period, strides that they made in delivering material via online tools and other creative means. We'll ponder admissions counselors who gave their first virtual tour of the campus and class reunions that were held via video chat. But today I want to remind us that one of the very few positives that come out of truly trying times like this is that many of us have more time to sit and ponder and remember and give thanks. We'll call your attention to another group next week. But today, Pfeiffer alumni, Pfeiffer freshmen, Pfeiffer sophomores, and Pfeiffer juniors, today I want you to sit and take a moment to remember and then reach out to a Pfeiffer senior whose season was cut short by COVID-19. You may not be able to give them a hug for a few more weeks or even a few more months, but you can call them, you can email them, you can send them a message via social media, and now more than ever we have all realized you can video chat with them. I know that you are doing some of these things already. I want you to continue practicing social distancing, but as a friend at another institution said, I want you to continue practicing distant socializing. Connect with one another, even as you connect with your academic discipline and your professors. I know that you're doing these things already, embodying that Falcon spirit. So as always, get some rest this weekend and go Falcons.